All right, we are down here under the sink today, and we are going to change out some filters for the Leaf Home Water Solutions reverse osmosis system. Okay, and I haven't had these changed in about 2 years. Yeah, I'm a little guilty, but that's because I didn't want to spend $350 to have a technician come out here for 10 minutes and switch out these filters. So I initially looked down here about a year ago, thought, I don't know, it looked confusing to me, and I didn't spend too much time looking into it. But the filters I did look at, they didn't match what these looked like. So I didn't have time to do too much research, but finally I figured out what I need, and it's definitely less than $350. So if you have a Leaf Home RO system and you don't want to spend the money, I'm going to post the links down below, the Amazon links, to get some filters for you. You got to check them out. It's going to be super simple here, and I'll show you how to do it. So this is a 4-stage system, which means 4 filters. One actually is called a membrane, but we're going to take them out and we're going to set them aside. It's important which order you put these in. So whichever side of the sink yours is on, whatever, you have to put the same filters in the same spot. So the same style, same kind, okay? So your system works properly. And these are 1/4 inch quick change cartridges. But we're going to take them out and I'm going to show you the old ones and then the new ones. It's super easy. You don't even have to turn anything off. I was afraid for some reason that you had to unhook some stuff, turn the water off or do whatever, but it's really easy. Now when you take these off, have a towel underneath. There's going to be a little bit of dribble that comes down. It's not much, so you don't need a bucket, but just a towel and just a 1/4 turn. What is that, clockwise? A little bit comes out, not much. You could dump this out in the sink or in a bucket or whatever, but you don't have to. Okay, so one at a time, take them out. And I already labeled mine because I took these out before to see how hard it was, and I bought a kit, cartridge kit, and it wasn't quite right. I had to return that to Amazon. So I already labeled them 1, 2, 3, and 4, so I know exactly what order I'm going in. So I'm taking them off in order, and then I'm going to put them back together the opposite way. I don't think it needs to be done a certain order, but I'm doing it in a way that is easy for my setup. So I have to go, the one at the furthest back is going to be the last one I unhook, and this one's going to be the first one I hook back up. Okay, so you've got the sediment filter, the carbon block filter. These are all from Leaf Home. These are the $350 filters that the tech comes out and changes them once a year, and we didn't spend that today. The RO membrane, this is a 50 gallons per day membrane. And the remineralization filter. And it comes with a different name on these other ones. Okay? So, the new ones we got are from Aquaflow. And again, I will post the Amazon links in the video here, so check them out. So this is the sediment filter that's going to go in first. Carbon block, that's going to go in second. The membrane, 50 gallons per day. So whatever gallons per day you got in your system, make sure you get the same membrane, certain gallons per day. Okay. And this one is called the pH booster filter, which is the same as remineralization filter. Can't say that word. But it adds flavor and minerals back into your water after it takes everything out. Okay. When I got these, Leaf Home said to change these out once a year, but this membrane one is good for 2 to 3 years. So I would put the date that you put this in, put it on the filter, so when you change it out next year, you buy these again, you know you don't have to replace this one. This one's the most expensive one. You don't want to change it unless you have to. On here it says 36 months, so you're good for 3 years on this one. Okay, these others are 6 to 12 months. I'm probably just gonna go 12 months. This one says every 6 months, and this one says every 6 months. You can change them more often, but for the price, I think, you know, they're probably pretty good for 12 months. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with this one and go one at a time. It's just a quarter turn. It's super easy. I don't know why I didn't do this before and why it's taken me so long, but it's kind of tricky at this angle. I might have to go at a different angle, camera guy. Finagle it up in there. Make sure it's going the right direction. There's arrows on here, so you got to get the arrows lined up with the thing. Okay, there we go. And then it just pops up and you turn it and you can hear it running. Hear it going. Let's see if this one's going to be a lot easier. Okay, yep. That one's a lot easier. You got the membrane. And then you got the pH booster. Or, boom. You hear that? It's all flowing through there. No leaks. And it is rolling. Now, the filter does say to let it run for 5 minutes after you fill it, or after you change the filters. So, a little bit of air in there, it's fine. Ooh, gross. Yeah, you definitely want to let it run. That water is like black. All right, now it's good. So we're gonna let it run for 5 minutes. I'm not gonna videotape that, but there you go. So if you have a Leaf Home water filtration system, the RO, reverse osmosis, it is easy to change these. You just got to find the right filters. If you search on Amazon, you're gonna see other stages. You're gonna see other filters. You're gonna see some that aren't in a cartridge like this. They're like open filters. Yeah, that's why it's confusing. But I bought a couple different things and tried them, and they didn't work, and I finally found what is needed for my system. So I'm gonna post the links, check them out, and I'm sure if I said something wrong, I'm gonna hear some comments, and that's fine. I'll learn something new. But post your questions, like, comment, share. Good luck, save some money. I think I spent roughly $170 on all 3 of these. Again, one of them you don't have to change every year. It's good for 3 years, but definitely cheaper than getting it from Leaf Home. So, all right, that's it.